Welcome to Atlantic Television Network's Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, giving them aggregate attention with a view to profile solutions that will benefit humanity. And today on Society Watch, we will be discussing on Kwara State, government removes beggars from the streets. In Kano State, a POS operator returns 10 million naira mistakenly transferred to his account. In judiciary, a man sentenced to life imprisonment for child pornography. In divorce issues, a husband gives his wife 1,000 naira for feeding expenses. Our guest is Gongote Obidaya. Gongote Obidaya is a legal practitioner and will be joining us on Society Watch.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
or The Fact Today, only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring So Catch Today, only on ATN.
Welcome back to Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. And now we head on to the issues for today. On Thursday, the Kwara State government evacuated 46 beggars from key locations in Ilorin, the state capital. The Commissioner for Social Development, Opeyemi Afola-Shade, stated that the action was part of government's efforts to eliminate social issues caused by roadside begging in strategic areas of the city. Afola-Shade expressed frustration at individuals who persist in begging despite efforts to discourage the practice, calling it sabotage and a hindrance to the government's goal of creating a more livable and appealing society and environment. Addressing the audience at one of the sites of the exercise, the commissioner noted that the activities of roadside beggars over time had not only caused significant social and environmental degradation in the state, but also poses a threat to security of inhabitants' lives. Some of these individuals cannot be overtly regarded as innocent and vulnerable, as many unscrupulous individuals amongst them often hide under the guise of roadside begging to perpetrate evils in the community, she added. She further said, "It is a dismay to us today, despite the zealous efforts of our team, that some daggers, knives, and charms were recovered from these beggars." The evacuation exercise was commended by the residents at various scenes, who urged the state government not to relent in its efforts to fully eradicate the menace in the state. The exercise began at the GRA area and continued to Babatunde Idiabon flyover, Tanke, Ofa Garage, Gerin Alimi, Odota, and some parts of Baba Ode Dangote area where many street beggars reside. The 46 evacuated beggars were taken to the ministry's facility for correction and onward rehabilitation, while their children were taken to the Children's Reception Center for immediate care and protection. The evacuation team also included the Director of Rehabilitation, Mr. Taye Ibulati, and some other staffers of the ministry. Let's go into these details. Barrister Obadiah. Barrister Obadiah is joining us on Zoom, and he is a legal practitioner, and he is the best person for us to trash these issues out concerning the issues of street beggars. Barrister Obadiah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. I believe you've been following up on the stories that we have here.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Concerning this issue of street beggars, the commissioner made mention of finding amongst the beggars harmful objects like knives and even charms. What kind of dilemma can that pose for the safety and security of citizens in such a situation, Barrister?
All right. Thank you for having me once again. The issue of street has been a very lot of difficult situation for the society and also for us. First of all, it challenges our humanity and also challenges and also questions what the government, the state is doing to ensure that um, dignity of humans are restored. I understand quite frankly that most times beggars who stay on the street, they come along with so many things and all that sharp objects. And most times it's not really because they intended to use it to hurt anybody, but probably because of the security situation. That might also, one of the reasons could be to also to secure themselves. Because once they beg for arms, they gather the money, they also need to be protected, they also need to protect their money and all that. So that however it is, the issue is that it is quite a very big issue security-wise. At least security on the part of the beggars, first of all, must realize that beggars are humans. They are Nigerians. They have human rights. They need to be protected. Once we realize that beggars are humans and they need to be protected, then we also go to the second leg of the issue. How can we rehabilitate them? How can we ensure that none of them is on the street? So like you said, I agree totally that it's quite a dilemma. One, in dealing with those people in their precarious situation, the vulnerable groups of society, the beggars, and then trying to also discover that they are also in possession of objects that can also constitute risk or threat to the life of other people. So I want to stand in the middle, and also because of the sensitive nature of the issue, because of the category of the people we are dealing with, we need to be very much careful and also try a more evaluation, try to evaluate the situation and them, their condition also. Why should they be with sharp objects, knife and other things? Probably it is intended, my opinion though, it is intended for self-preservation and self-protection. So we have to, the state must make it as a point of duty to ensure that everyone's life is protected and is secured. And also, I want to say that what the Kwara State government did is also quite laudable. Probably we'll get to that issue later, but for now, it's a matter of trying to balance the situation, trying to protect the rights of beggars or the right of those on the streets, and also trying to decapitate their inability to constitute nuisance, which I believe that it needs or requires wisdom. It requires tactfulness to really resolve the dilemma, as you have said.
Yes, Barrister. Yes, I like the angle you're coming from. You're coming from a humanist angle. But in administration, having beggars in the streets around where business is taking place, it shows a blight on the administrative capabilities of that state or that particular administrative location to be able to administer that the particular area, because according to the minister, the commissioner, that these people they go under the guise of begging and also commit a lot of perpetrate a lot of evils in the community. You know, then you have situations where they say that they are trying as much as possible to frustrate the efforts of government at making sure that they have a more livable and appealing environment. We cannot, because the poor will always be with us, but must they always be at the roadsides? You know, we have tourists coming in, we have people visiting for businesses, and having your major roads lined up with beggars poking their fingers through, you know, through the open windows in the cars, begging for stipends and all that, it rubs a blight on the capabilities of the administration to handle the environment and also keep it clean. And you also have issues of snatching of phones and all that. How best do you now proceed with such a dilemma? Oh, okay. Okay, we'll still get back to our barrister, but you know the commissioner the commissioner for social development of Opayemi of Folashade said that they are a bit overwhelmed because you know once you're able to remove some beggars from the streets, you find out that other ones replace them. Is it a non-ending recurring decimal? Is it something that cannot be done away with? But we have found situations and also found environments and also locales outside the country where begging has been cut down to the barest minimum. So why is it difficult for us in Nigeria to achieve that state of mind where beggars can be relocated to institutions where they are taken care of, maybe homeless centers, and maybe also take them to children rehabilitation zones? Must they feed from the streets? Must they beg and pilfer to feed? That doesn't show that government is on ground. A government has to take care of everybody, but not to take care of them on the streets. The streets are meant for easy passage and for easy movement of the citizens. And you now have these people now having charms, you have daggers, you have knives. Yes, to protect themselves, that is true. But on the other hand, they can also use it for criminal ventures. They can also use it.
Somebody will be a beggar. And that is why most times I, I, I read some of these things in the news. I feel that the onus, the burden, the responsibility, what is in the government to make sure that why should we even have beggars in the society, in the street? It is not. What is the Ministry of Welfare and Social Rehabilitation doing? What are they doing? The Ministry of Material Affairs, what are they doing? These are some of the things we need to do. We need to go back to the drawing board. Where we have access, we have provisions for the vulnerable group. We must have vulnerable groups in our society, and these vulnerable groups must be protected. You don't just jettison the fact that they are vulnerable. Once they are vulnerable, they are exposed to a lot of risk, and they are exposed to a lot of issues and dangers. And because of the impropriety of lack of access to information, it is very difficult. So, like I said before, we have to wake up to our responsibility as a state. Wake up to our responsibility as a government, as a people, so that we're able to look into some of these issues of street begging, and then trying to see how street the time to research. A lot of them have knowledge, a lot of them have wisdom, a lot of them have. They can also be engaged in different activities. So if we don't profile them, we will not know those who are ready to, who are feeling vulnerable, and those who are hiding under the guise of vulnerability to cause mayhem in society. But we cannot blame them totally. We cannot blame them totally that they are responsible for some of this heinous crime. Yes, in some infinite.
Okay, let's move on to the next story. Let's go to the next story. Mohammed Sani Abdurrahman, a 37-year-old point-of-sale POS operator in Kumar Asabe quarters in Kano State, returned 10 million naira that was mistakenly transferred to him by a customer. SP Abdullahi Haruna, the spokesperson of the Kano Police Command, confirmed that Abdurrahman reported the incident when he discovered that the customer had intended to transfer only 10,000 naira. According to him, it was since the 21st of December 2023 that the POS operator known as Mohammed Sani Abdurrahman, 37 years of age, male of Kumar Asabe quarters, Kano State, reported himself at the Bompai Police Headquarters, Kano, where he stated that someone amongst his customers has overpaid into his POS business the sum of 9,990,000 naira, while he wanted to make an online transfer of just 10,000 naira only, and mistakenly transferred the sum of 10 million naira. On receipt of the report, the Commissioner of Police, Kano State Command, CP Mohammed Usaini Gumel, directed a team of direct of detectives led by SP Abdul Wahab Zubairu from the Command's Criminal Investigation Department to carry out discreet investigation with a view to identify the owner and return his money. On the 14th nicknamed by the good people of the state as our father, our Chika, commended the POS operator for his honesty and good conduct and referred to his kind gesture as rare, enabled the owner also encouraged others to emulate. The statement reads. Barrister, are you with us, Barrister? Hello, Barrister Obadiah, are you with us? This story is a glimmer of hope. It's a streak of light in a dark cloud. A situation where someone wanted to transfer 10,000 naira, and in maybe by a glitch of hand or by mistake, he transferred 10 million naira in excess. And this gentleman was able to report himself to the police and also made a report that he was overpaid. There was a balance of transfer that was made up to the tune of 9 million plus. And such a person even stayed behind and still gave every details available and also assisted the police in getting the real owner of the money and also returned same. In this present economic situation in the country where everybody is screaming, oh, no, there's fuel subsidy, floating of the naira, inflation, food price costs, and all that, we still have honest people like this. I mean, even in the business of financial transfers, what would have stopped this gentleman from absconding with that money without making himself available to the police? Or what would have made him to be candid enough to return this valuable sum of money to the grain dealer that was involved in this? Barrister, is this not a good sign that all is not yet lost with the populace in Nigeria, that things are still happening that can still make us smile at the end of the day? Barrister, what's your take on this? Hello, Barrister, are you with me? Hello, Barrister, can you hear me? Yeah, Barrister, I can hear you, but can you hear me? We have been looking into this report by Mohammed Sani Abdul Rahman, a 37-year-old POS operator in Kano State, returned 10 million naira that was mistakenly transferred to him by a customer. And we've been hearing slivers of such events happening here and there. And despite the economic situation and trials that the country is going through, we still have honest people that still shine the light at the end of the tunnel. We have been trying to connect with our barrister so that we'll get his opinion on this kind of a good gesture, because we know that outside the country we keep hearing wrong information, we keep hearing false information, we keep hearing allegations against Nigerian citizens outside the country of various nefarious activities that Nigerians are purported to be involved with. But in this situation, up to the tune of 10 million naira, and the gentleman was candid enough and submitted himself to the police for investigation and was able to get to the owner of the money and transferred same to his account. That kind of show of patriotism, is it very rare, or is it something that is concurrent? Is it a normal? Is it now normal, or is it a rare event? Because present economic situations in the country might make many other people look the other way and run away with such sum of money. But we are seeing a situation where a gentleman that is also dealing in POS transfers and transactions was still candid enough to return this money through the police. And even the police was still up and running and up and doing to make sure that this money got completely to the customer who did the transfers. We're trying to get our barrister Obadiah, online to respond to this story. It's a very good story to hear, even at the end of the tunnel, that there is still light and there is still hope for Nigeria. Barrister, are you with us yet? Okay. We'll go on a very, very short break, and when we return, we'll go into the details of this and many other stories. Please stay with us.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human
On the point of order.
Honorable
You are a human
On the point of
on them. They are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring you updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay
Welcome back to Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. And now we go to the next story on our list. Justice Abiola Soladoye of the Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court on Thursday convicted and sentenced a man, Nuruddin Nasiru, to life imprisonment for introducing his neighbor's 13-year-old daughter to pornography and sexually assaulting her. During the trial, the state counsel, Mr. Olushola Soneye, called 3 witnesses, a social worker, the survivor, and her father, while the convict testified as a sole witness. The confessional statement of the convict was tendered as an exhibit by the prosecution. Justice Soladoye said Nasiru was a neighbor who goes to the room of the survivor and opens his phone to show her pornographic videos, and afterwards will force her to practice what he had shown her on his phone. Nasiru, in his confessional statement, admitted to having had sexual intercourse with the survivor. The judge further held that the ingredients of the offense of sexual assault by penetration and indecent treatment of a child were thoroughly satisfied under sections 261 and 135 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. She therefore convicted Nasiru of the 2 counts preferred against him. On count 1 of sexual assault by penetration, Nasiru is sentenced to life imprisonment. On count 2 of indecent treatment of a child, Nasiru is sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. The sentence should run concurrently, and his name is to be entered into the sexual offenders register maintained by the Lagos State government. Yeah, Barrister, are you with us?
I am.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I am.
Thank you. We know that there has been some likely hitches concerning the underwater cable that got disrupted and is delaying and disrupting data services. But by God's grace, we are going to pull this through. I and you, Barrister, stay with us. So, Barrister, there's a question for you. Hello, Barrister? Barrister Obadiah? Okay. The situation where, this gentleman has been able to get access to his neighbor's 13-year-old daughter alone in the house with her and showing her pornographic videos and make her to perform those pornographic displays that he has shown her on his phone. You know, so Barrister, you're with us, right?
Yes.
Yes, I have a quick question for you. Barrister, what advice can you give to parents that the parents of this 13-year-old victim and survivor of such a molestation and such an egregious attack on her? You know, a man having access to her, a 13-year-old, alone, without guidance, without her parents, without her wardens. There's nobody chaperoning her, nobody guiding and looking after her that will enable this man to have access. Nasiru will have access to her and show her pornographic videos, and after then make her perform the acts that she saw in the pornographic videos. Although he has been punished, but how do we prevent that from happening to other people, other victims, likewise? The network is a bit of a mess this period because of the underwater cable that got disrupted. Because we wanted to hear from the barrister, because this is a legal issue directly concerning the molestation and also a minor of 13 years old and being able to do this to her without anybody knowing, without anybody being able to apprehend him before he went that far, and he might also have psychological issues. She might have psychological issues as a survivor. What could be a quick way to solve such problems that come up in this kind of situations? Pornographic videos on the phones. Does government have to start banning the citizens from viewing pornographic videos? Because I know in some countries like India and some other countries, pornography is banned totally, in order not to be able to people to get access to this and have damaging effects on minors, and also those and also it can contribute to rape and the upsurge of rape. Yeah, Barrister, are you with us, sir?
I am.
Yes, sir. So, sir, in such a situation where there was nobody that was overseeing this young lady, and she has been molested by this gentleman, what we are trying to prevent this from happening to any other persons in her position. What advice do you have for us from a legal perspective and from a humanist perspective, sir?
All right, thank you. First of all, let me start from the human perspective. You know, all my humans. Parents cannot be blamed for every situation. Parents cannot be blamed for every situation. As adults, we know a responsibility to protect the morals of children, moral welfare of teenagers. If you're access to a child, a minor, it is your duty to protect the moral welfare of that person. Only parents will be there, but adults who are people who understand the import, the adverse effect of issues like this. You have a duty. So first of all, one, we need to get to that point of realization, that protection. Just yesterday, I'll give you the instance. Just yesterday, the magistrate court here in Port Harcourt, still in Chief Magistrate Court 15, got judgment in one of a case that we handled, where a child was abducted from a mother for over 2 years now, somewhere in a chain.
Oh.
We followed this matter for 3 years, and the court graciously yesterday passed judgment and convicted the defendants. 3 of the defendants were convicted. You know, so these are some of the things we want to insist that you cannot expose a child to danger deliberately. You cannot. So what parents need to do more. Parents need to sit down with their children, have discussions with them. A child of 13 years is understanding to understand. You have intellect to understand, and you'll be able to explain some certain things to parents. Explain some certain things that he or she is not finding it funny for the parents. So parents, we must live this hustling and bustling life, looking for, our greatest resources is our children. If our children are destroyed, no matter the amount of money we are pursuing, we won't be able to, we'll not be able to enjoy it, we'll not be able to be happy. You know, so we must find time. Parents will be able to create time for their children, create time to discuss with their children, and also not those who are allowed to come to the.
Yeah, barrister, sorry, sorry, barrister. Yes, barrister. Yes, just on the wave of your last comment, he was also said that the sexual of
the law, and so all states need to emulate it. All states need to work.
Oh, I will wish that the network was a bit clear for us to get more information on this. But be that as it may, we will make do with what we have. We've heard from the barrister, and the sexual offenders register should be in every state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria to protect those that are underage and even those that might be victims of such devious behaviors. And also maybe a partial ban on pornography and pornographic sites on net. But be that as it may, we should take note, and parents should also watch over their words in order not to expose them to such. This is where we wrap it up on this edition of Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. Our guest has been